Okay, now we're going to work on subtracting fractions. So again, we have our first problem here that says 5/6 minus 1/3. But our rule is the exact same that we've been working on. In order to add or subtract fractions, we must have the same denominator. So because we don't, we're going to have to work on that first. So between 6 and 3, our common denominator here is actually 6. 6 will go into 6, and 3 will also go into 6. So we found that. Now, for our first fraction, 6 times 1 would be 6, so we have to do the same thing to the top. 5 times 1 would be 5. Now notice, because this fraction already had the common denominator, it didn't change at all. It stayed 5/6 because it was already in the form that we needed it. Now for the second fraction though, 3 times 2 would give me the 6 for the denominator, so we have to do the same thing to the top. 1 times 2 would be 2. Now we can do our subtraction. So we would keep our denominator the same, which would be a 6, and 5 minus 2 would be 3. Now, on the ones that we did when we were adding fractions, we didn't have to do anything else. But in this problem, we actually do, because look at 3 and 6. What do we notice about that? This can be simplified because 3 will go into 3 one time and 3 will go into 6 two times. So our actual best answer here is 1/2. We always want to simplify fractions if at all possible. Alright, for the next one, we have 8/9 minus 7/15. So we need that common denominator. So let's start with the biggest number, which would be 15. Okay, 9 won't go into 15. 15 times 2 would be 30. That's not divisible by 9. 15 times 3 would be 45. That's divisible by 9. So our common denominator here would have to be 45. Now 9 times 5 would give us 45. So we do the same thing to the top. 8 times 5 would be 40. We've created that equivalent fraction. For the second one, 15 times 3 would be 45. So doing the same thing to the top, 7 times 3 would be 21. Now that we've got those equivalent fractions, we can subtract. So our denominator will remain 45. And 40 minus 21, well, 40 minus 21, we would have to borrow. So that would be 19/45. And that will not reduce.